We are about to enter a season-defining period in double game week 21 and double game week 22. We're going to have a look at chip strategies, transfers that we can make, teams to target, how best to optimize this opportunity for these double game weeks. Let's have a look. Hi Fantasy Managers, welcome to FPL Team Talk. So in this video we're going to go through the transfer strategy, use of chips, teams to target, players in those teams to target. Try and make this as simple as possible for you guys and negotiate your ways through this kind of difficult, busy period. This is a really defining part of the season, you feel. 2 double game weeks. Some teams playing twice in 2 weeks, others playing 4 times in 2 weeks. Could make a massive difference. Could be make or break for your mini leagues or your overall rank if it's managed properly. So we're going to take you through that now. Crucially, getting through this double game week and maximising the most of those opportunities is one thing. It's finding our way home afterwards, not forgetting that there's still fixtures after game week 22 that we can't ignore. So getting back to a side which we want and really need for the weeks after. So, first of all, how have we got a double game week? First of all, the Carabao Cup has been requested at the moment to be just a one-legged shootout semi-final, not 2 legs. That will free up a week, a midweek where these extra postponed games can get fitted in. The same with the replays for the FA Cup. They've been abandoned. So, there's 2 now weeks where there's no replays or second legs. They're now free to catch up on these postponements. Nothing at the moment has been officially made about these fixtures, but the rumour and the vibe is, and it's not often wrong, that this is where those extra fixtures will come in. And we're not talking in weeks and weeks away, even though we're only coming to game week 19 and this is game week 21, 22, 10 days. Okay, that's all it is. These game week 21 will take place on New Year's Day. So we haven't got a lot of time and very limited transfer to try and maximise the opportunity. So, as we've said, these postponed fixtures that happened last weekend, few obviously happened the weekends before that. Some teams have played much less, 3 less games than other teams. So, game weeks 21, 22, they've been cleared away. Those fixtures should go there. Remember guys, whether you're new to the channel or you just enjoy FPL content, please hit that subscribe button. We've got transfer tips, watch lists coming out. All you need, a guide to the AFCON as well, we've talked about in another video. Go and check that out. But hit that subscribe button. Click on the like and put any comments you feel that you want to down below. All really welcome. Let's crack on, guys. Lots to get through. So the teams that will be affected by this double game week. Some teams are 3 games behind others. We've got the likes of Burnley, Brighton and Tottenham, interestingly. 2 games, Manchester United, Leicester, Watford. So they're not the only ones. We've got the likes of Brentford, Southampton also have got games that need to be arranged, postponed. But these are the teams that are possibly looking at a double game week. Tottenham, Watford and Villa, those are the games that Burnley have outstanding on the screen. I'm not going to go through all of them. Interestingly, you've got a nice set of fixtures for Tottenham. Burnley, Brighton and Leicester look quite nice. And even Manchester United, say Brentford and Brighton again looks good. Watford, form they're in, possibly worth a look at. And Leicester as well, at home to Tottenham and away at Everton. So those are the teams and the matches that we're likely to see doubling up in games weeks 21 and 22. Here on the screen maybe makes it a little bit easier. We've got Tottenham playing at home twice here. That clearly can't happen. We've got Brighton playing at home to Tottenham in the second part of game week 21. Burnley have also got a game scheduled with Tottenham. That can't happen. So which one will end up playing Tottenham? I've just got absolutely no idea. Put down Burnley, which means Brighton would probably end up playing Manchester United. Their fixtures that they've got to catch up on look quite horrible, in fairness. They look not particularly ones we'd want to focus on. They've got Chelsea, as you can see down there. Lots of Leicester, or Chelsea doubling up in game week 22 as well. So they've got some tough games. Looking down, Manchester United have some nice fixtures. Brentford, Brighton in there, Villa, Burnley, Newcastle as well. So some interesting games in here. Like I said, this is not official. Nothing has been put out there yet to say this is definitely going ahead. All the suggestions are that it will. Which fixtures go in which slots, not sure yet. So these are the teams I think, looking at the fixtures, that would benefit as the most and be targeting the most. Tottenham have some really nice fixtures. So I've put in game week 23 and 24 because I think that's important. You could wildcard into this team or wildcard out of it. You could try free hit, and you have now 2 free hits that the FPL have given us. So that's a possibility, and you would get your side back for the end of game week 23 and 24. So there's options there. But looking at these, Tottenham definitely looks like ones you want to target. Palace, Southampton, Watford, Burnley. That looks like a cracking set of 4 fixtures. But then you've got Arsenal at home. Couldn't rule them out with scoring goals in that one. Brighton away. Get a little trick over the Chelsea game, but then Southampton again. Manchester United, great fixtures again as well. So Watford, again, I think they've been scoring goals. We can see that as well. And Leicester have some decent games. You've got Liverpool, Man City next 2 games. Wouldn't really want to target those. But then you've got Norwich, Tottenham, Burnley, Everton. The fact that they're playing 4 games in 2 weeks, if you can get a player sort of wheeled out in all 4 of those games, just by being on the pitch, he's going to get at least 8 points. So those are the teams I think we'd like to target. So where would most of us stand? Well, we've got game week 19 and game week 20. So you may be in a position, if you're very fortunate, you've got 2 transfers at the moment. You obviously get another one for 20, another one for 21, another one for 22. So you could end up, by game week 22, having 5 transfers to get to a side to take advantage of this double game week. If you're in my position, you might only really have 4. Is it worth taking a hit to get some of these players in? I think if you're really confident he's going to get 3 out of the 4 games in those 2 double game weeks, taking a hit of 4 points is almost going to repay you back straight away. So I definitely think it's worth it. But you've got to bear in mind, are you bringing in a player you want to keep longer term, or are you going to have to take a hit to take him out again? That's something that obviously your judgment will have to decide. What I'm putting up on the screen now is really important. This will be from game week 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So these are immediately after the double game weeks. Look at Manchester City's fixtures. They've got Southampton, Brentford and Norwich. 3 green fixtures look brilliant. So the temptation is to try and get in some big hitting Tottenham players, some big hitting maybe players from Leicester. But in order to get them, I might have to move out some of those Manchester assets because they're only playing once in game week 21 and 22. But I'm not going to want them out in game week 23. I'm going to want them back in for those 3 fixtures. Same with Liverpool. Liverpool have Palace, Leicester, Burnley, Norwich. They look really nice. Manchester United fixtures, West Ham at home's are red, but then you've got 4 greens. So these 3 sides, and let's face it, I'm in a position where I've got 2 Manchester City players at the moment. I've got 3 Liverpool players. Now, if I want to get to the likes of Tottenham assets, I am going to have to sell a couple of Liverpool players, maybe a Man City player to get there. But do I want to lose them and not have them for this run of fixtures in game week 23? That's going to be the conundrum for me. Not getting to the players that I want to get for game week 21 and 22. I think I can do that and justify it. How am I going to get back out and to these players here who I really want? So, players to target, we've got Kane, Son, the obvious choices, I think, for Tottenham. Reguilon, he could be a real interesting one. Reguilon, defensively, obviously, Tottenham look a lot stronger. Son, as we know, playing pretty much down the middle up front as a midfielder. They look really good. Kane, wow, we know what a great player he is. He is expensive. I feel he's almost a risk. I never thought I'd say that. He's almost a, do you take a risk on him hitting form? You assume that he's going to hit his strap soon and he's going to get the goals if they create the chances for him, as he does for England. But it feels somewhat Son is a safer bet. But these are certainly the players to target. I would be looking to get at least 2 of these in. I think Reguilon's got to be a must for me. In fact, Sessegnon's out now for a couple of weeks as well. Is his place nailed in that side? Son, if there's anyone that's going to play 4 games in those 2 double game weeks, it's going to be Kane and Son. Because I don't feel that Tottenham have many other options. So these players here, all 3 of them, look like very important players that I could really capitalise on by bringing them in. But do I want to keep them afterwards? That's the problem I've got. Then you've got players to target Manchester United. Very few players that I'm looking at for Manchester United. Who do I know is going to get the points? I mean, I've got lots of Rashford. He's not getting the minutes particularly. Then you've got the likes of Sancho, who's not really doing it for the price he's on at the moment. Pogba's nobody to be seen. Dalot, 4.5 as a defender. Wan-Bissaka would have thought would get time. So how much of those games is he going to play? And even Ronaldo at 12.5. How many games in 2 weeks is he going to be wheeled out for? We know what a specimen he is, but he is still 36. So is he going to get 4 games? I just can't see him getting 4 games. If he gets 3 games, I might be pleased. But 4 seems a bit of a stretch. But who knows, he's Ronaldo and he can do a lot of damage in that time. Watford, for me, we know that Dennis is going to the AFCON, so we're going to possibly lose him. Kings on pens, he looks like the only asset for Watford that I think I would like to get on. But 5.8, he would be quite an easy one to get to. Leicester plays target. Tielemans just nailed, plays every minute of every game. Again, will he be wheeled out for 4 games in a trot? Difficult to say, but I think, again, he looks at that price a reasonable bet for me. Daka's one that is really interesting. Vardy will not get 4 games. Will he get 2 games? 1 a week? I think that's more realistic. Inacio off with Nigeria for the AFCON Cup of Nations, possibly. So we haven't had those squads confirmed yet. But with that, Daka has got to get game time. Absolutely going to get game time. 7.1, he's a real differential. Suits the way that Leicester play. He might be a real dark horse. I quite like the idea of Daka. I'll be keeping my eye on him. Maddison, again, is another obvious choice in that midfield for them. Focal to everything they do. At 6.8, not a bad price either. But again, I think there's question marks about his injury, proneness. Will he get 4 games? I just can't see him playing 4. Maybe you get 3 out of him. But out of 3, I am leaning towards Daka out of those. In terms of his chip strategies, then free hit. We know now that the FPL have given us 2 free hits. Thank you very much. So, could we use those for game week 21 and game week 22? Possibly. That would leave our side in a reasonable position for game week 23 to go back to. I haven't really had time to digest it. The more I sit here thinking about it, I get back to my side, which has got 3 Man City players in it. Sorry, 2 Man City players, 3 Liverpool. That it looks like a reasonable shout. It's a possibility. I'm going to have to think about it and see which direction I go. Previously, I was tempted with a wildcard. I don't like it playing it this early, but I could wildcard out of this team. So I could make the changes, bring in a few Tottenham players, and then wildcard out into my Manchester City Liverpool assets. That's certainly a consideration. But do I want to use my wildcard so early? One saving grace now is I've got 2 free hits. Maybe I can get away with using my wildcard and free hit my way out of trouble when postponements come later on in the season. That's a possibility. Bench boost, I think if you've got your bench boost, one of those game weeks, remember you can't use 2 chips in the same week. Bench boost looks like a real good option. I can't think of a better time when you've got double game week than to play it then. That looks like an absolute, it makes completely sense. Hits, kind of cover that a little bit. Do think hits are absolutely fine. One of my mantras this season was I just do not take hits. I feel it's a lack of preparation and management on my side that if I take hits, but there's so many sort of unknowns and late postponements, and this double game week not been expected, and it just makes sense. If I'm going to bring in Josh King and it's going to cost me 4 points, but I know he's going to play 3 games instead of a player that was only playing 1, it just manages itself. Even just by turning up, he's going to cover that 4 points. Only question is, will I want to keep him afterwards? That's the thing, isn't it? Triple captain is an interesting one. I think I'd again wait. I'll be worried. Triple captain's just always a real risk. Is there any obvious choices? Kane or Son looks good. That's the thing. I mean, triple captain last year, I seem to remember KDB having a really good sort of double game week. 2 great fixtures. He got injured in the first one. Just didn't pan out. I think there's quite a few of us stung by that. That just happens. Triple captain, no. Yeah, Kane and Son. I couldn't argue against that. Those fixtures look good. My only worry would be that Tottenham, are they as good as we hope they are at the moment? Seem a little bit of a uncertainty. But with there will be other game week, double game weeks later on in the season. Chelsea obviously missing out in later on in January when they go to the World Club Championship. So lots to think about, guys. Cost, team value versus team transfer value. So just remember, the other thing you've got to consider is, and I'm really sort of conscious of this. Salah, he's going to the AFCON. He will miss game week 22. We know that. How deep into the tournament Egypt will go? He might miss game week 23. I think he'll be back for game week 24. Even if they win the whole tournament, he should make the fixture on the Thursday. They'll win the tournament on the Sunday. He should get back for the Thursday fixture. It just happens that Liverpool have got that. They're not playing Tuesday, they're playing Thursday. So game week 24, he should be fine for. Players like Salah, if you bought him, let's say at 12.5, and now he's worth 13.1. When you sell him, you only get half of that value. So I'll be selling him for 12.8. So I'm going to lose 0.3 because I'm going to buy him back. So that's consideration. There's players like Diaz. If I get rid of him, Cancelo, I'm going to lose value on him. So my team value is not the same as my transfer value. My team value is 105.1. If I got rid of everyone on my side, I'd probably have 102.3, something like that. So I don't actually think I could buy my side back if I transferred it all out. So that has to be a consideration. Can you afford to bring a player back in once you've got rid of him? You would hope that maybe some of these players will be offloaded en masse, the likes of Salah, so his price will go down and you're not actually going to end up losing too much. So when you're selling for 12.8, hopefully you can buy them back for 12.9, 12.8. That's what I'm hoping, that they will go down in value. So bear this in mind. Can you afford it? Are you getting rid of players that you can afford to buy back? Trent as well, is he 8.2 at the moment? I mean, I think, again, I'm going to lose 0.2 if I buy him back. I can afford it. And I suppose at the end of the day, what I've got to stop worrying about, and I think I am guilty of this myself, is not looking after the money so much, but looking after the points. It's all great having great team value and transfer value, but that means nothing at the end of the season when it comes to your rank. It doesn't matter how much you got in the bank, it's how many points you have on the board. So that's the most important thing. If it means I'm going to take a 0.3 hit to get Trent, Salah out the side to get some assets that are going to score me points in the next few weeks, maybe that's what I've just got to do and accept it, because it's points on the board that make the difference. I hope that's been useful, guys. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Any questions or comments, please put it down below. Obviously, we'll be releasing more videos about this, transfer tips. The only other thing I would say as well is just keep your transfers flexible. Do not make any decisions until the very last minute. I know time zones sometimes make that difficult for people, but keep yourself flexible. I'm going to roll a transfer this week, I think, just because, not because I haven't got anything to do on my side. There are things, but I just feel I need the 2 transfers to be flexible just to see what's going to happen. Come Boxing Day, we just don't know which fixtures are going to be on and not. And I need to remain flexible for the following week to see what happens. In the meantime, guys, I hope you have a great Christmas and I shall speak to you all soon.